So my kids done finagled and weaseled a free day out of me. A free day. It ain't no personal day. They ain't got nothing personal. They just got the uh, wanting to be free, wanting to do something that they want to do during the week. um, I just want to say see. That's the household that just be, trying to get on my nerves. I had a dream about people over there this morning, as a matter of fact. But anyway, um, I was pointing there too because I was just thinking about how trustworthy I've been when I've dealt with them people up close and personal. Like I wasn't over there trying to do nothing, disingenuous. I was just living and thinking that they didn't have no type of hidden agenda either. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about narcissist versus a narcissist because I went and looked up a YouTube video about it, and I really felt like I wanted to do this because the email that I got yesterday, I'm laughing at it, but at the same time, it's like, it's wild. But yeah, the email that came to the inbox yesterday, of course, it don't remind me of nobody but my boy's dad, because he the only one that used certain words like that, specific certain words towards me, derogatory, of course, like that. And just if that was him or whatever, just hearing from him. And then, of course, he's the only one who had this email besides him, besides if he gave it to somebody else. But of course, highly thinking that it was him, and using them same similar words. I'm like, what you all of a sudden reaching out now for? It's been 2-3 years, and you ain't been around your kids no more. You pretty much abandoned them to go basically somebody who could, I guess, buy him a new car, just, what I'm saying, certain stuff that he may have wanted or whatever. And he, like, you will abandon your kids for something materialistic like that. That's already not good. That's why they say, people be walking around saying, oh, he's a good father, this, that, and third. Honey, you got to be the one parenting with them. To me, he was an almost decent father, and that was almost. That's a slim almost. And there's a vehicle that looks just like the. Well, I might not have caught it because my thing messed up, but it was a vehicle that looked like the old vehicle that he used to drive or whatever, passing by. That's so funny. That is funny. While I'm talking about this, that's the type of confirmations and alignment and stuff that I get. But anyways, you abandon your kids or whatever for that. Yeah, I don't appreciate it, definitely, and I know they're not gonna appreciate that because he was once a part of their, at least daily, if at least weekly, but at most it was almost daily. And yeah, left and all this or whatever, and came back telling me, whispering little stuff in my ear about it at certain times when I'm saying I allow him to be up close and personal with me, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It's crazy. But me thinking that he's would have been with another narcissist. I just that's the part about what is going on. Oh, that was the UPS truck not coming to my house. But yeah, me thinking about that's the hard part of the involvement as far as my personal experience with him is the fact that he so-called moved on and just left me to not have no direction, not know what to do or whatever. And of course I haven't been with nobody since then or whatever, but I got to the point where I desired to be with somebody else, of course, but I still haven't. But that's the part that I be like, you know, for the most part, I try not to wonder and worry about what he's doing, the maybe trips what I'm saying, the things that he's engaging in with that person, trips taken, time spent, and just being honest, them having sex and stuff behind closed doors. And of course, when I start going that deep, I that's a reminder to me that I just don't want that person no more, because it just, in my mind, it's just no way possible for you to be somewhere else. So long term, if you was, I ain't gonna front, you shouldn't do it short term either. But if it was a shorter term, like at that point in time, like 2018, it would have been like a year and something. And then he'd been over there, and I didn't even know about it. But once it started getting into 2019, 2020, all that 2020 and all that, and now 2021, and it's gone too, and you ain't came back, then of course it's like, So I just feel like God gave me time to sort out, my feelings, and get to a place where I can make a sound decision instead of him coming back and forth and bothering with me and stuff like that. So again, this is all triggered by let me go get a chair. That's nice. Can I have some of your chips? You sure? I said, you sure? Okay. All right. I wanted something salty and kind of cheesy, so I asked my son, can I have some of his Cheetos? He said, yeah. But he told me to bring them back. Oh, Lord. So I'm about to be crunching a little bit, but what was I saying before I left out here? Yeah. So, when I started wondering about what you're doing behind closed doors and stuff, because that was, that was intimate to me. That was special to me when I spent that time with him. And then I know it's a wrap, and I feel like God have given me time to sort through my stuff, my feelings and stuff like that, without him bothering me. And me not realizing, because I had children with him, that's a lifetime attachment, pretty much. It's a definite long term, but could go into life, because you want to always be the opposite parent of that child with that person. I started to think about how people who may have been with narcissists and they just didn't have kids, whether they was on birth control or whether they just didn't get pregnant during any of the interactions. And I almost started feeling like, dang, they got it easier, because they can just go on. But either way it goes, sex just, when you have sex with somebody, it does something, and you continue, especially in my case, when you continue to have sex with them, it does something. It's that type of bond or whatever. But like some people say, it'd be a trauma bond, it'd be it'd be something toxic, something unhealthy. But started to kind of almost wonder about that, and I mainly started wondering about that because I have already seen him in videos with other females. Thank God there wasn't no males, but still, well, that we know of anyway. Because sometimes they was just doing oral, and you can't really tell. But he was staying at a boarding house one time, and he was still coming over here and, of course, sleeping with me and stuff like that. Not necessarily just having sex, but I'm just saying sleeping beside me. But honey, who knows if he had just came from having sex with somebody, one of the people that I seen him in the video. So, I look back. That stuff was dangerous. It was crazy. It's like, this dude is real live. He definitely appears to have a lot of healthy stuff about him and things going for him, but that internal, baby, you get close to him and you start to see some of that stuff. You realize how deeply polluted and toxic and probably worse he is. And I say probably because even though I've seen a lot, I still didn't. I'm not gonna say I ain't scraped the surface. I did, but I couldn't go too deep down in the dumps. He wanted me to, but I was like, mm-mm. But yeah, he showed me some of that stuff. And manifested some of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, that would be the main reason why I think about it, because I've already seen images of him with other females, and I just be like, dang. Like, y'all getting some of what I've gotten, or sometimes seem better, or whatever. I mean, I don't try to be looking that hard to find out if it's better, because, I'm going to be I'm going to feel a type of way. So, yeah, I was just thinking about narcissist versus narcissist, and a lot of people say, it's like putting two cats in a bag, and, of course, that's not going to work out well. I don't eat too many of his chips. I don't know, but in receiving that message, I seen it in my mind, where I imagined that, must be trouble in paradise. I mean, from my perspective, the girl already let me know she really was ready for him to leave, and that was that was last year when all that stuff was happening. Over a year ago. I know I'm crunching, but so 2 days ago when it was his deceased, would be deceased. Well, it was his mom. It was his deceased mother's would be some type of birthday in her 50s or whatever. And then for the message to come the day after that, I was just like, that's just, what I'm saying, it's been already lingering, but that's just the time that it want to choose to rear its ugly head. And probably be masked as, oh, this is just emotion still from grief and this, that, and the third. But no, this is some other stuff, because for me, I already know, because you done been up under somebody else. Like, you literally been around and been away from us. And so, to me, that's a risk I cannot take, because I can love you and I can forgive you. And even that's going to take time and take God to continue to actively move in my heart, my mind, submit my mind, will, and emotions to Him. But to link back up with you in that type of way after you've been with somebody else, and because my mind will keep thinking. It's kind of like The Best Man when he was getting married, Monica Calhoun. I don't know her name in the show, but in the movie. But yeah, he just kept thinking about. I'm like, no, I can't. And baby, I'm not gonna be shedding no tears like Morris Chestnut was. Even though he knew he did dirt. And see, I wasn't actively doing no. I was doing dirt. I ain't gonna front before him, or what could be considered dirt, should I say? But I was still, as a single woman, a single young lady. And then there's other things that I did that I'm definitely not proud of before him. But when I got to him, to me, it's like, okay, it makes sense that you reap what you sow. Okay, I was reaping what I was sowing when he got involved, when he had a baby with somebody else, while he was still involved with me and all that. But for you to go and move in with somebody else and leave your kids and leave me and your kids, and it's forgivable, because I want to be forgiven for the worst type of stuff, if ever. But is it linked back upable? Absolutely. I'm getting to the absolutely positively not, but right now it's just not. And I gotta get to absolutely positively, because I can't take no more. I don't feel like I can take no more. I'm getting older. I'm not young no more. I'm not young girl. I'm still young. Um, right now I'm emotionally eating even talking about this. So I'm about to get off these chips for real. Like it's definitely triggering my emotion. This dude could definitely get me in my feelings. My daughter's dad wish he could move my feelings like that man could, and that's where it kind of turned into appearing into a competition type thing. But I was not even feeding into what my daughter's dad wanted, cared about, or anything when I was with this man. And to the point where my daughter's dad started inquiring and stuff, boldly inquiring, "What you doing with her? Well, you must be doing this with her. It ain't none of your business. Because I'm not with you no more. And I've been one that I ever was. But we got the daughter to show it. I definitely had sex with you, I can say that. But we got the daughter to show for it. But me and him wasn't on the same page when the 6 years that we dealt with each other. He was on getting the latest pair of Jordans or shoes. I was on trying to continue to build and move up because I had been up out my people's house or whatever. So anyway, and that's the problem. That therein lies another issue because I saw so much potential with me and the boys' dad that we could build. Like he was different as far as he was maintaining a job. With my daughter's dad, he was doing stuff that was illegal, illegit, whatever. Not that at the boys' dad's job was he not doing illegit stuff, but I could just stomach that a little more better. Because he was just maintaining a job. So I like that, and I was like, oh, I can work with this. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? Thanking God, like, oh, this is it. um, and I still to this day can't really say that wasn't it because I still have not been able to comfortably move on. Not because I'm dwelling on him, but just still trying to heal because I want to make sure that I do not try to ruin anybody. That I will move on with. I want to make sure that I've hashed out and had all those feelings and stuff like that, and thought about all the pros and the cons of me having dealt with him and then him having left and this, that, and the third, whatever. And then, of course, I always got my kids to think about with him. So, yeah, I'm not just hopping and jumping into just anything, period. But I still am a woman and I desire, to be touched. I didn't even, for the longest, I'm like, I don't want no another man touching me, period. Like, I don't, At this point, I just want a less as possible, uncontaminated man touching me and, what I'm saying, all that good stuff or whatever. If that makes some kind of sense. But yeah, it was just, yeah. I even seen that infamous number again today and it's like, I don't know. It kind of makes me, I don't know what exactly it means, but it kind of makes me feel like, I just said lingering. That means somebody's just lingering around, not really staying. They might still be around or whatever, but they're not really staying there or in it for anything good at this point. If they ever, as if they ever were, from what I've seen. But that, you know what I'm saying? It's like telling a child, don't do that or whatever, don't touch that stove or whatever is hot, but that one wanna find out for themselves, like a bad child, disobedient or whatever, and they wanna find out for themselves. So, so that's how I feel like I had to let him find out for himself and I had to stay out of it. Other people was getting in it and other people was almost, they didn't say this, but almost feeling like, oh, you just gonna let him do that and this. I'm not gonna let no man do nothing. I don't let, and you know what I'm saying? A man needs to be a man and make decisions, even if a person needs to make decisions, but a man needs to be a man and make decisions, even if them decisions gonna lead to certain type of consequences. And you know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not gonna interfere in that. And especially because he put me at a distance to where I really couldn't interfere with it, and I didn't know nothing about it, and it was like he put me at a safe distance, so, or safer. It wasn't safer damn enough, seemingly, but it was safer to where if I needed to make a quick escape or whatever. So, and that's between me and God and him. Like, don't know. But anyway, that's between me and God and him. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's how I seen it. But on the other hand, he'll try to, if he wanted to, he'll try to involve me and think I'm going to go at her for him. I'm not going at her on your behalf because I already know if you out here slanging penis, community penis, I mean, penis is penis. It's meant for a vagina. If a girl, and it might not even be the sex, it could be something else, but you know, but you're sexually involved with her too. That female care about that so-called nigga, as they like to call him, because she layered up with him or whatever, and more. Because if you buy him, honey, from what I feel, she was buying him stuff, buying him a car, and whatever else was doing. Yeah, definitely putting money on his child support stuff and all that. And it's like, you're not letting that man be a man. He needs to be doing that. But okay. But yeah, I wasn't finna do that and buy no nigga. Now, will I spend on the internet? Absolutely. But am I gonna buy a nigga? I'm not buying a nigga. I'm not even buying a man because a man is not gonna want you to do that for him. But yeah, I know good and well he knew. He better not expect me to pay him for sex and stuff. Absolutely not. I wish I would. So some of those transactions going on, you know, that breaks my heart when I think about it. It's like, oh, you just really degraded yourself, and you know, you could have upgraded. Yeah, might would have took a while or whatever. So I'd be disappointed because he didn't stick it out with me. Only me, because I mean, he would still stick it out with me if I allow him to play them type of games with me and her. But I wasn't finna get in that because, honey, I'm gonna just say it like this: she wasn't finna kill me over that, even though I was there first. That's the heartbreaking part about it too. I was there first, so why would she have any pull or anything like that? But it happens like that. Um, but yeah, she wasn't finna kill me over you. Not absolutely not. And I'm not trying to kill her over. Definitely not trying to kill her over you. But where she messed up at is when I told her, you know what I'm saying, once we get off this phone, I don't know how you're going to feel and how you're going to process things and take it or whatever, because usually that's how they do. They be all feeling like they coming to you about a woman, as a woman about things, and then when they hear what you're saying, how you, like me, when I'm saying you, I mean me, when they hear what I have to say and how I respond and how I carry myself, they just go haywire. They start acting like it's a competition, even though the dude be over there with them, this, that. It be all type of stuff. And I just like, girl, ain't no way. Ain't no way. He there with me. I'm not finna sit over here and wonder, even give a damn about what you got going on. But, yeah. But anyway, but because he made that decision to not be here with me, not remain, he chose to go somewhere else. You know, he got his reasons. He haven't really told me all of them for me to know whether I respect the reasons or if it's valid or not. But what I can say is that God had it this way, allowed it this way, and I knew it was a separation. I didn't know that it was going to be a separation that would lead to pretty much it being over. And again, like I said, I mean, it's still a touchy subject for me. Because I was with that man for nine years plus, you know what I'm saying? I was still going into the other years, but so, you know, that's tough to get past. But then I look back, hey, my own so-called dad did it to females too. So, you know, I guess it was bound to happen to me. Because, yeah, I already know. I truly believe in when a man doing that, you don't know how it's going to show back up. Show back up in the form of your kids getting dogged out or this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. So, I was just like, ugh, I just got to roll with the punches. That's the type of almost foundation that my so-called elder laid for me. And no, I don't appreciate it. I can forgive and I move forward, but I don't want to deal with that person because of that. Because I shouldn't have had to endure that. You laying up in different households with different females, you cheating on your wife and this, that, and the third, whatever. You even getting with a female and you married her and thinking that it was going to be long term, and it was very short lived, and it was crazy too. And I'm just like, oh no. And I have to bring that up because even my boy's dad, even as stupid as he be seeming or behaving, he noticed. He was like, yeah, you your daddy's responsibility. He felt that in some type of way or whatever, and came to that understanding. I still haven't came to that understanding because he haven't that man have not taken responsibility for me, full responsibility. It's always, of course, been on when it was on my mom, my stepdad, and just and the third. So, and I'm not at this point. I'm not looking for him to because I want to. Now I'm good and grown, and I just want God to have me and continue to take care of me. Now, mind you, a so-called representative of his side came here, which you know what I'm saying was greatly appreciated for what it was, but that's like, oh, let me send somebody else to do my bidding or whatever. But and not even saying that he did. I feel like that was necessary. But yeah. At this point, I almost feel like I do not love the man that I came from. Like, and the opposite of love is of course hate. But I just don't feel hatred. I just feel definitely like a neutral kind of, but still leaning more towards the side of like a strong dislike. So yeah, so my boy's dad noticed that he called it out for me, but I still felt like, well, I'm rocking with you. It don't matter what he's saying, so can you focus on us, or no matter how he feels, this then the third. And I guess some man goal that they may have, he's just like, no, I'm gonna back off or whatever, and found a way to back off, not just back off, honey. He don't do it. He can do it respectfully. He just got to do something, go out with a bang. But but yeah, I just seen that potential in him, and we could have built and came up in this, that, and third. And so when he just left me, I was like, oh my goodness, I kind of felt definitely lost in no direction. And I was communicating with another man during that time in another country, but of course that man is, I never wanted to do long distance relationships or anything, and definitely not that long. But the man wanted to come over here. He so-called proclaimed that he wanted to come over here, wanted to marry me, all this. Ooh, excuse me. His main reason for wanting to do that is he thought he was gonna come over here, get a green card, and probably get back up to where his baby mama is. His baby mama is up north, so he was gonna try to do all that or whatever, because he do got a child over here in the States, last I knew. And I'm just like, well, wasn't that he did have a care and a concern for me, but he didn't really, he had an agenda, and he thought I was gonna do it. And I guess once I didn't do it, he was just like, whatever to that madness. And so, and I had been talking to him for like 6 years or whatever, and while communicating with him. And I guess he was like church grooming me, because we was doing Bible and praying and stuff like that. And then he was doing that, I guess waiting for the moment so he can, I guess he was trying to butter me up so that when he asked for what he asked for, I was gonna say yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't trying to bring him back to the States. I was definitely telling him, I want to come over there for sure, and was making plans. And then of course God threw a whole wrench in that and showed me what would have occurred if I would have went over there. Not even what could have, what would have. And then I kept telling him, I felt like you need to be over here. You do need to be over here because you got a child over here. You need to link back up with your daughter. But I guess, if he ever is to link back up with his daughter, it's a certain way. But maybe God got him that far away from them for a reason. Seriously, like that man is far away, thousands of miles away from his child. And similar to what my boys' dad, he's not thousands of miles away. He only like a hop, skip, and a jump. But that I know of anyway. But even that dude was like, yeah, he said, I ain't come to replace, I came to displace. And he did, he did displace him, I guess, if that's to speak or whatever. When we was praying and stuff like that, my boys' dad, when I was on the phone praying with dude, my boys' dad would, and I would have the lights off and stuff like that, just because I just like to be in that peaceful, in the darkness. I don't mind praying in the dark. I can pray in the dark, I can pray in the light. But usually when I'm praying, I'm laying in my bed, and of course behind my closed doors, that's the secret place. And so he came in one night when I was praying with the dude, and he hurried up and ran out. Instead of, telling me to get off the phone, instead of the third, whatever, he ran out. So I think that was a coward. Like, he literally ran out the house. So I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. Let me take my baby his chips. Front door in the closet door. All they wanted to do was get on this Roblox game or whatever. But anyway. So yeah, I had to take my baby's chips back. My big dude, he ain't no baby no more. And that's another thing. I've been desiring to have a baby. um, but you know, I want that done under the right circumstances. I do not. I don't even want to call them circumstances. I want it done the righteous way, the right way. Um, I don't just want to open myself up for that with the wrong person. I want somebody who truly desires a child and don't mind, you know, coming into this thing and caring for me and my boys. And of course I got a daughter, but you know, she's over with her dad. Not saying that he's taking care of her, but she's over with him or in that vicinity or whatever. But so it appears that I only have 2 children. But so anyway, that's that. Yeah, and the dream that I had today, it was there was a cop in, I think he was like standing on or near my porch or definitely in my yard or something like that, and came over, I guess because of what one of the so-called next door neighbors um, did. She was sitting on the side watching or whatever, her and some other lady, and they were sitting behind some cars that were parked in her driveway, so I could barely see them. But I was telling her, you know, God know your location, honey. Don't worry about it. And then like a cop came over into my yard and was trying to pull out a weapon, pulling out with his right hand, pulling out something that looked like a gun, but it wasn't even really a gun. It was shaped like a gun, but it didn't have no trigger or anything. Ooh, amen, because about triggering, that keep coming up. It didn't look like it had a trigger. It might not have had a place for a bullet to even exit, but he was trying to pull it out, but he couldn't really get it out. And then I was saying something. I don't know. I know I was praying about it, but I was saying something. And I was telling her, you know, God know your location. And then as he was trying to pull it out, he couldn't even pull it out. And he definitely couldn't lift it up and aim it at me. It's like he was trying, but his hand got stuck like close to the side of his thigh or whatever, and his hip. And he just couldn't. And he seemed like he was dumbfounded, like he was wondering, why can't I get this gun up to aim or whatever. And all I can say is, baby, because for one, you aiming for the wrong person. Um, to begin with, but also, yeah, stop. Just the way I feel. Stop being so quick to aim for people anyway, and whatever. But anyway, I don't know. It seemed like I think it was a white car parked in the driveway. I don't know if it was a white fence over there, but now I know, honey. That lady got some issues or whatever. And, you know, of course, she's married into that household or whatever. So basically, she's married to her one. She got her a man, and she been living good or whatever. And I don't know how he don't have kids with her. I don't know how his kids feel. I don't know how the grandkids feel. But that's not my issue or my concern, honey. And I was basically on the verge of getting in that. I mean, they invited me, or she invited me, kind of, sort of. But you know, I didn't know that I was being invited to some shenanigans. So left it at that. And and so yeah. I don't know. I had a love for the. I had a love for these people. Dude, can't you go in the other one? Just go and be careful. Anyway, um, I don't know. This sock was still in here. I need to get rid of it. But I had a love for these people, but especially the woman. Like the man, I didn't really care about him like that. I just knew him and I would speak to him or whatever because I knew he was her husband. But honey, he had more of an eye on me and my kids than I ever knew. And I guess she probably seen that or whatever. But yeah, honey, I hope you know I don't want him. Be secure in knowing that I do not want him. I ain't looking at him. Yeah, but I guess she knew he was looking over at me. In which he was. He made little, not little comments, I don't want to say it like that, but he made comments. You so pretty, just like your mama. Always saying that to my daughter, or saying, and I just didn't pay attention. I thought that's what we supposed to do. I thought that was okay. It wasn't nothing, I'm saying, distasteful seemingly about it. So I just left it at that. And, was trying to be cordial, but anyway, maybe she had an issue with that, but I don't even think that's the issue. I think it's something else, and I'm not trying to find out. Um, so I'm steering clear of that, minding my business, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I was just triggered, but it's so interesting that in that dream I just realized it didn't seem to have a trigger. It was just shaped like a gun. It was black, but it was not. Yeah, it had no trigger. Wow, I don't know. That speaks to me. Because I'm asking God to deal with definitely stuff that's triggering. Even like, thinking about what he could have been doing and may have been doing or whatever. And just the fact that, that email tried to trigger me for sure. Tried to trigger me to pop off for sure. Because I was getting ready to say something back, but I didn't say anything. And then it was the last name that the person used. It was just, oh Lord, it was so much. I was like, ugh. And the fact that they sent it to that specific email. I haven't emailed him from that email address in